Tell us about your pastoral year.
Yeah, so I was at St. Bartholomew, which was an amazing experience. So I was with Father Christopher Plant, who a lot of people don't know. He was a seminarian from St. Lawrence, which is my home parish.
Okay.
So it was really weird. Like, I remember when he would be a seminarian, like giving like vocations blurbs after Mass.
Yeah.
And like, I just hated seeing him there because I didn't like my parents to look at me. Like when we were talking about like that was my memory of him, you know?
So you see him coming up to give a little talk, and then you feel your parents' eyes on you, huh?
Exactly.
You're like, oh, they're gonna.
So that was great. It was great to learn so much from him. And then I really had the best of both worlds because not only was I with a pretty young pastor, but it was a first-year parochial vicar, Father David Michael's classmate, Father Rick.
Yes.
And I mean, him and I just got along so well because we were friends in the seminary, but you could only be so close with everybody. And so it was wild going from like being friendly with someone and enjoying sitting at their dinner table to you were spending an hour plus a day, just you two together. You know, we would find times in the morning or at lunch or at night. I mean, we spent so much time together. We were doing ministry together, and all of us were. But to see what a gift it was to watch a guy who I had talked about the ideal of a priest, being a priest with, in his first year as a priest.
Oh, wow.
And Father David Michael was right here. So that's how I got involved a little bit with St. Faustina. I was coming to some like KD young adult events and stuff here and getting to know those people. I mean, what a gift. That's what I say when I say God is so generous. I mean, I could not have been placed in a better spot for my vocation. I mean,
that was like a dream spot for you.
It was amazing. I mean, just awesome time. I'm still so thankful.
So right now you are assigned to Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart in Conroe. All the way north. I tell people they wanted me to be close to my family in Dallas. So I'm going up to Conroe, which has been great. I'm there during the busy months, three or sometimes 4 weekends a month. Right now we're on vacation. So it's interesting because I'm like nowhere. I'm a nomad now. I'm just kind of going around. That's why I can come to St. Faustina and do this interview. Yeah, great experience being a deacon. As a seminarian, you spend so much time and you don't really get to do anything. You know, I mean, you don't get to do anything that the priest does.
Okay.
You know, as a seminarian, you're doing things that people who work at a parish do and then watching a priest do what a priest does. Like, until you get that ordination, there's so many things you can't do. So all of a sudden now, I'm preaching homilies, I'm doing baptisms, you know, I'm doing funerals. Like, it's totally different. I mean, it's really like, whoa, I'm here. And it's been nice to love it. I mean, just to love doing this. And even when you give talks, I mean, I gave a talk at St. Faustina on my pastoral year at one point. I came, and it's cool to give it as a seminarian, you know, but it's like, you're a seminarian. It's like, yeah, he might be a priest one day. It's like when you're like, I'm a transitional deacon and my ordination's on the calendar and I've been ordained.
Yes.
It's just, you feel like I'm doing what I've wanted to do. And for me, I mean, it took me a little while to get to seminary. I mean, I had the thought of doing this when I was 15. I mean, so I spent over half my life with that thought and it hasn't happened. You know, I'm 31 right now. And so it's amazing to finally be realizing this and also to be talking to so many priests who are loving it.
Now, looking at these things that you can do now, when you finally do it for the first time, what is it like? You know, the first baptism, the first homily, So
my first baptism, I was crazy. I'm glad I did it. I had really close friends who basically had a miracle situation where they've been trying to have children. They adopted this little girl. Awesome. I love her to death. But they had this girl for 2 weeks and then they found out they were 5 weeks pregnant. So they have 2 within 8 months.
Oh, wow.
So that 8-month-old was like 2.5 months my ordination day. And so we just planned it and I did the baptism the day I was ordained a deacon.
Wow.
For that baby. So it was chaotic. I mean, I'm running over to do this baptism. One of the godmother was super late, and I was like on a tight schedule. I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'm just about to miss my own party. It really crazy day. Such a gift. Oh my gosh, so nervous. I it's funny, I totally cheated because this is what you do. When you're doing these things for the first time, you just bring in a really good MC who tells you what to do. So I had Father Chad, at the time Deacon Chad, altar serving for me. So I was a brand new transitional deacon, and I had an altar server who was a deacon at my baptism, which I've since returned the favor. I altar served for him as a deacon recently, but what a gift. I mean, to be able to, it's like, wow, I'm here. I'm preaching this baptism. I just did a baptism. It's valid. Like, that baby's a Christian now, no longer a pagan. Really a gift.
Does it make you, step back and just like have to splash water on your face and slap your face and say, I can't believe this is happening?
Yeah. I mean, it's weird how comfortable I get in many ways so quickly. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, this is what I am. Like, this is the way it was going to be. So sometimes I almost forget how short it's been, but then, sometimes I'll step back and I'm like, I cannot believe this. Like, I can't believe I'm putting a collar on. I can't believe, like, the way people interact with you is funny. I mean, it's just very different once you're ordained. And people are like, oh, they always think I'm a father, obviously, because transitional deacons were clerics.
Yes.
Like, oh, hey, father, hey, father. And people love to say hi to their priest, and they love to see young priests, I think, around. It's like, wow. Just really changes the game.